Boop. Hi. Hello, Nola. Hey, Rachel. Hi, Deb. What's up, Panda? How y'all doing today? Michelle will be in momentarily. She got some stuff she wants to finish up first. We don't plan to be on very long today. Just wanted to stop in and say hi. Happy Easter, whatever. Happy Zombie Jesus Day. Happy all that stuff. It's Wrestlemania weekend. It's way more important. And our anniversary. But, you know. What's up, Ricky? How's everyone doing this weekend? Yeah, it was executed to perfection. Yep. WWE acquiring AAA. So now the question is, what promotion's next? Is it a promotion in Puerto Rico? Is it a promotion in Japan? Is it... what is it? The reach of the company is unprecedented, so... Thank you, Rachel. Thank you, thank you. 23 years married. I have not done anything in my life that long except stay alive. The one good thing about smaller family gatherings and holidays after the grandparents passed is that the good got better somehow. We're having steaks tonight. Nice. Yeah, they're cutting Tony Talent's ball. I mean, like they gave a shit about that. Is that the food got better? Oh, okay. The food got good. The food got gooder. Easter just happened to fall on the anniversary. No, it was not Easter when we got married. Thank you, Nola. Appreciate it. It's not like Tony doesn't have other places he could go to get talent if he really wanted to. So, eh. No, but I really enjoyed last night. I enjoyed Stand and Deliver. It was a great day of pro wrestling. Yes. They're celebrating very highly in Colorado. Hey, well, your sister bought you a new phone? Sweet. No anniversary plans, Rachel. Fortunately, Michelle's not feeling very well. She has a little bit of a cold. She can't really taste anything. So, any plans we may have had about ordering out from a restaurant or cooking, all that stuff kind of got flushed. Um, but that's okay. We can do that anytime. So, it's not just on our anniversary we have to celebrate being married. We do that all the time. So we get to hang out together today and just chill. The cats are good today. We can watch WrestleMania together. So we have cards we have to open from my family and other people too. So yeah, we'll do that. I know Panda said they're doing steaks tonight. Anyone else doing anything special for the holiday? Even though if you're not a wrestling fan, night two is going to be stacked. Going to find out who Randy is working, who's going to be Lyra's partner. I think all arrows point towards Becky right now. but we'll see. Main event. Women's three-way barbecue today. Hell yeah. Damn, that sounds good. I personally today celebrate Easter, how it's supposed to be celebrated. I caught a rabbit, I nailed it to some wood, and then I went on a ham hunt. Eggs are too expensive. That's pure Easter right there. I was not expecting this Fire Burns being played like... Right? Yeah, was not expecting that. They gave Punk absolutely everything they could last night. Full, huge entrance, Living Color playing live, comes out last, doesn't lay down, so was an instrumental part of the match. It's great. Price of eggs is going down, so there's that, yes. Yep, it's great stuff. Okay. That's okay. Here she is, folks.
Hi, everybody.
There you go. Hi, Evelani. Thank you so much. Remember, she's not feeling well today, so she may not be lasting here long.
Anybody who's ever had allergies or ear infections and they put you on steroids, it's poison. It really is.
Yeah, she's roided up.
Gotta get them roids, man. Gotta get them roids. Well, the only thing positive about these roids is it did help some of the pain I've been having here, but it's been keeping me awake and I haven't been able to sleep a lot. So I spent at least half of Wrestlemania last night on the bed, but he kept the volume in a decent so I could hear it, and when I heard Tiffany kept the title, right on her, and thank you, Rachel, very much. Appreciate it. Even, it doesn't matter if I'm sick or if I'm healthy, the fact that we're here together today with our cats, and I still have got the best gift in the world from his mom and dad by having this amazing husband. I think he'd be happy that I'm saying this instead of rolling his eyes at me. And an incredibly tolerant, patient man. When people find out we've been together 24 years and 23 married, we always get asked what our secret is. But I did actually email that secret to one of our neighbors because she asked, how did you guys stay together? So I'm going to let Scott read it because it explains everything.
Yeah, so secret to a long-standing marriage.
Actually, one of the biggest secrets to a long-standing marriage is don't have kids.
That's one thing, yep. Don't sell it, Scott. Thank you. Ricky gets it.
Oh, okay. Pete.
Yep, I got that too.
Okay. That's our brother-in-law. Let's see. Now, I don't know if people can see this picture or not, but...
If you follow my social media, you'll see the picture, but this is our wedding photo. Oh, I gotta turn that.
Glare too much?
Yeah.
I don't understand.
I can get it on my phone. It's okay. Don't worry about that. Let's see. What was the message?
Oh, in the blue.
In the blue? Okay.
And just click on that, and then you can enlarge everything.
Yeah, Evil Ani. Amen. No kids. Although I love mine.
Well, one of the first conversations we had, I think even on the phone, not even in person, was, do you want children? He went, I really could care less. And I'm like, good, because I have no interest in having kids. We have a beautiful niece, Ava. Deb pulled that one right out of the gate. So, enlarge it if you need to. Read the whole thing. It's funny. It's actually on a roll. I haven't, like I said, I haven't been sleeping a lot. Plus, Scarlett had her dental work done. So, I've been, what you call it? Boss cat mom.
Boss cat mom. That's right. BCM.
Hey, I had 2 sets of aunt and uncles who absolutely loved their cats and would do anything in the world for them. When you take a cat out of a box and she's bumping into the wall, I'm having flashbacks of my cat Dallas. He's laughing. I'm more concerned she's going to give herself a concussion because she kept bumping. This is how she wants to get into the room. Mm-hmm. But her and Darius have been getting along better since it happened. They've been sleeping on the bed at the same time. But Scarlett has to be right here. And she's
all the time.
All the time, right in my arms. I don't mind. The thing is, I'm coming off of the steroids. So anybody who's ever had them, instead of using antibiotics, it was the doctor's decision. I'm sweaty. It's pouring off of me. I can't even have a blanket on me. Instead, I have 1 cat, 2 cat. 3rd cat is Magic. She's been with us 2 years on the 18th. Mm-hmm. And she is sitting on a dresser. She doesn't sleep on the bed with all of us.
She likes to watch over everybody.
She's the watcher. She also said, it's too claustrophobic.
Mm-hmm. Ew. No, don't touch.
Yeah, don't touch me. Don't touch me unless I come to you. She was rolling around in my
No
pants,
touchy. No touchy.
We're also babysitting the 4th kitty.
And that's the one next door.
The one next door. Hallie Bear is what I call her. Scott can post a picture of her. She's a long-haired tortie. Mm-hmm. And she's got the tortitude. Beautiful tortoiseshell cat. And now we can actually kind of pet her when she's eating. Very, very cool.
Yeah, she used to not like to be touched at all, but she's lightened up.
We go over, change her water, clean her litter box, and give her fresh water. What did I say that already?
Yes.
Sorry, It's going to happen today. Fresh water, make
clean
sure
the
dry
box,
food's okay, litter
dry
box.
food. Yep.
And I always bring over our treats so she can have something different.
Not the ones we eat, but the ones for the cats. You know.
They're spoiled.
Steroids keep me awake, but they also give me the munchies. Not that I need any help in that area.
Did it affect your appetite? Not in a way that you can't taste anything. Because I have not had any taste buds for 3 days. Mm-hmm. I couldn't tell you if I was drinking Coke Zero or orange juice. Mm-hmm. I've just been pushing fluid like crazy.
Yeah.
I was hoping to feel better by tomorrow because tomorrow morning we go to the chiropractor together. I go to the wife, he goes to the husband. And then 2 hours later, we go get aligned by our physical therapist, massage therapist, muscle energy worker, guru, Cindy. Mm-hmm. And that way we can just come home and relax. Really, we haven't done much this weekend. And we didn't do much the day of our wedding either.
No.
It was a whirlwind, 5 hours, boom. Oh, I'm Mrs. G.
We got up that morning. That morning started with an earthquake.
Well, the night before was 90 degrees.
And no, that's never been an issue. Haven't heard of that happening. So, but that could be the allergies, cold, all that stuff like that. It's not COVID or anything like that.
I'm going to call my doctor in the morning.
Yeah.
I don't want to be in the ER tonight.
So anyway, so the day of our wedding, woke up, an earthquake took place, and then she was getting ready to go meet up with the bridesmaids, her mother, and they were all going to her grandmother's house to get her prepped. All the guys at my wedding party, I took them out to breakfast, and then we came back to the house after we had that. We all got in our tuxes and everything, headed to the church. St. Bridget's Church was the name of it. And
beautiful church.
Her dad drove her to the church. What kind of car was it?
My grandfather's white Cadillac.
It was a Cadillac. Yep. Yeah. It was very nice.
And everything was in driving distance. Even people who came from New York, it really wasn't that far of a drive.
No.
And I said it in the tweet. This was a chance for my family and his family and our treasured friends, we became a family.
Mm-hmm.
It takes a while because everybody lives in different areas. But the two most important women were happy at the end of it.
Right.
But go ahead.
So the earthquake happened in the morning. The day before it was like 85 degrees, and for April, that was very uncommon.
They had the air conditioning.
Earthquake the next morning. Then it rained briefly. Then the sun came out a little bit later on. So we had like all different kinds of weather.
I think it
through
did
that
snow
weekend.
a little bit. There was
I
snow
think
on
a
the
little
ground.
snow too. Yeah, when we woke up in the morning.
Everybody said it was me stomping my feet to let everybody know it was my day. I went, it wasn't that big of a deal. I wasn't even thinking about a manicure.
So went to the church, did that thing. I love you, yes, 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 blah, blah, blah.
We got married in church because of our families.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
That was why.
We wanted
Otherwise,
to go to
we would have
Vegas.
gone to Vegas.
And we would be in Vegas right now renewing our vows. But I have no interest in being in Vegas during Wrestlemania weekend. But yeah.
And been there, done that on my end. So
Wrestlemania.
right
or
after
wedding?
that, the WrestleMania. So then after the wedding was done, took pictures, got in the Cadillac, and her dad drove us around town, honking the horn, and like, hey, just married, all that crap.
Doug Hill's got into it.
Yep, they got into it too. Went to the reception, which was not that far away.
One town over.
And we started the procession into the reception area. Our family, our parents, all of them came out to cannon, Pachelbel cannons, if you know it. And then our wedding party came out to Putting on the Ritz. And then we stepped up and we played Motorhead's The Game, Triple H's theme song. So we entered into the reception area. I flipped my hair back, which I had at the time.
And my mother was like, here, you want a glass of water? I
That
went,
was
not
after.
when I'm in
That
this
was,
dress.
That was way later.
Because I had a very southern type white wedding dress. It was poofy and everything. It was beautiful. $500 off the rack. Beat that.
Bitches.
People who spend thousands and thousands of dollars on wedding dresses, you're only going to wear it once.
And the place that me and all my guys rented our tuxes was right up the road from where we were living at the time.
Same place we got my dresses.
Yep.
And
So.
he had 4 guys that were all wrestlers.
Mm-hmm.
And one was the wife of Doug, Stacy. She's still one of my best friends. Don't talk to her as much as I should. Holly, who I'd known since high school. Emily, my mother's best friend, was my maid of honor. And of course, Scott's sister Deb was there as another bridesmaid.
And then my guys were Doug Hills. Doug Hills his artwork was all over WrestleMania this weekend.
So proud of him.
He got something on a Mattel figure. He got something on a cereal box, T-shirts.
Check out the new Penta shirt.
Yeah, the new Penta shirt. Doug had a lot to do with that.
Do it, Doug!
Do it, Doug!
We're so proud of Doug.
Oh, yeah. He's killing
And
it.
Stacy and Brady. We're proud of the whole family.
Whole family. So it was Doug, my friend Scott, who's like one of my oldest friends, wrestling friend. He was in the wrestling business with me too. Jim Tanner, who was instrumental in us meeting. And my best man was Walter, who stops into the chat every once in a while.
And Jennifer, his wife.
Save the day.
When Jennifer and Walter got married the year before, and I had just met Jennifer, she needed somebody to stand in as a pseudo matron of honor the night before the rehearsal because her girl wasn't coming in time. So I stood there, took notes, listened, and then the day of the wedding, I made sure that her maid of honor knew exactly what to do. It's a no-brainer. You just make sure that the bride doesn't have a nervous breakdown. It might not sound easy, but it's been long enough. I only had like 2 big meltdowns. But I've had more meltdowns in the last 24 years than I did at the wedding. But I think that I just remember at Jen and Walter's wedding, they kind of went a little overboard with the cake, putting it in each other's faces. And we made a promise to ourselves we weren't going to do that at ours.
No.
We had a white wedding cake, so I didn't have to worry about being covered in cake frosting. Well, I pulled Jennifer aside and fixed her makeup and cleaned her up and talked to her, and it bonded us as friends. A year later, my mother, which I'll probably post a picture later. This is my 3rd year without my mother. And at the back of the church, she had given me a necklace that had pictures of my grandparents that had passed away in it. And she put it on me. She said, "Are you absolutely positive about this?" I said, "This is the first time in my life I can honestly say I have no doubt what I'm about to do is the right thing I'm going to do." She said, "Thank God." And there's a great picture of me and her in the back that my cousin Mark took, because my cousin Mark is a photographer. And she's walking down the aisle with her brother, who now the two of them are walking wherever they are together because he passed away last year. It's also my first year without my uncle, and he always calls and wish me happy anniversary or would show up. Matter of fact, the last time I saw him was our wedding anniversary. So, emotional day. I've been up and down. But I said to my father, "All right, I think we're ready to go." And I look at my father and he goes, "Where's your veil?" And I instantly started to have a freak out. He went, "Is it back at the house? I mean, the house is less than 10 minutes down the hill." I said, No, it's attached. Mom was supposed to pull it over. But everything was moving so fast and everybody was getting to their seats. Jennifer put the veil over my face and she stretched out the back of my gown. Mm-hmm. It's all on video. Yep. Don't think we can ever watch it again because, again, it's 24 years to record. But yeah, it's all on footage. Jennifer saving the day in the back of the church. Mm-hmm. And Cece and Kaylee were our Flower Girls, Bubble Girls. They gave out little bubbles, bottles of
instead
bubbles.
of like throwing the rice thing, we didn't want to do that. So they had little bottles of bubble solution that everyone can blow bubbles as we walked out of the church. I was like, okay, it's a thing.
And those two girls were, I think, 12, 13. Yeah.
12 at the time, and then...
Now, they are both married. They got married the same year, 2 weeks apart in September. Mm-hmm. And Cece has one. And Kaylee has my cousin, has 3. Mm-hmm. And that's how the world goes round.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So.
And it was a very fast reception. It was, we didn't have Dance Party USA, which is what Scott's sister had.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Where if we like to say that if our wedding was an indie show, my sister's wedding was Wrestlemania. It was phenomenal.
But it was a weekend extravaganza. Mm-hmm. So.
She got married in a castle.
Last wedding that happened in that castle.
Yeah. So.
It was.
But it was in New York, so you know.
She got the October wedding that you and I talked about.
Right. Yeah.
But.
We couldn't do an October wedding because it was deer hunting season.
Yeah, and my father was still active in the hunting. I don't care. I was ready.
Because there was a day listed in the calendar in October called the sweetest day. And that would have been a perfect day to get married. But again, during turkey season, so wasn't going to work.
And then your sister would have ended up getting married a week before us. Mm-hmm. But that was a couple years later.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So the secret to a long marriage. The secret to a long-lasting relationship? King Diamond Castle? No, unfortunately not that. No. That would have been our wedding. The secret to a long-lasting relationship? Space. Have a home big enough that you can have a room to yourself. Movies, music, hobbies, all the things you want to share are wonderful. But you need to give each other space every day, no matter how much you miss each other when you are apart. You grow stronger together by learning each other's quirks, wrong buttons to push, and create boundaries to get to a point that when you boil over, and you unfortunately will sometimes, it happens. You can meet in the middle of the kitchen, apologize to each other, kiss, and move forward. And never, ever, ever go to bed angry.
That's what my Nana told my mother, mm-hmm. even though I don't think Nana and Papa ever went to bed not angry. Yeah. And my parents, the same thing. My parents were together for 50 years. Do you think all 50 were happy? No. Mm-hmm. Do you think the last 24 years have been absolutely perfect? Mm-hmm. No. But we've gotten through them. And we've gotten through them by watching other people and what they've done. And yeah, whenever I say something like that to somebody who I know has children, I don't say don't have kids.
Hang on, I'm doing math in my head.
Yeah, but he's got one.
Yeah, I think I'm just realizing this. I don't know the exact number, but I'm actually sure we've been married longer than my parents were married.
We just talked to your mom. So.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, my parents making it to 50 is just, that's kind of a Vermont thing.
Well, yeah.
I mean, my Nana and Papa were married for 50 years, 50 plus, and they were miserable a lot of the time. Some of the horror stories that you could hear. But that's with every family. There's going to be skeletons in those closets.
Mm-hmm.
But...
Yeah, my parents separated in 85, and they were divorced a year later in 86.
Well,
So,
how old were you when that happened?
10.
Well, there you go. That puts... So I don't think they made it to 20 years.
No, they did not do that. I know
Right,
that.
so.
My mother and my stepfather have gone way past that. But, yeah.
Now, last night, not last night, excuse me, was it Friday night? Friday night was a quiet night. Well, he just got through tax season at work. And people taking time off when they shouldn't, and all kinds of other happy horseshit was going on at work. And we also had Scarlett have her teeth cleaned, x-rayed.
Extracted.
2 had to be extracted.
Mm-hmm.
And it broke my heart to see her not feeling well. But she has been right here at all times. I'm amazed she's not in here with me right now. Because he's the one who took her to the vet and brought her home. So I think I'm going to go cuddle with Michelle.
Ricky, your grandparents were married 70 years. That's fantastic, dude.
It is a wonderful thing when you do that. I've
And
heard
yet,
about
well,
that.
I love and miss my father every day.
I miss my mother on days like this really bad. And again, this was the first time I've started to really let my uncle set in. But we, I'm going to ask, what the hell was I just saying?
I have no clue.
So I don't want to remind me.
A lot of plate spinning on this side of the camera.
The maintenance guy is back and he's driving around on his tractor. There's no grass.
There's nothing to mow yet. It was just barely like 65 degrees yesterday and nice. Today it's back down to 50.
The reason I'm not feeling good. Taking care of Scarlett on Wednesday when we brought her home from the vet. Darius and her finally are starting to get along where they'll sit on the bed together. And he did say Magic doesn't want to sleep on the bed with all of them.
Mm-hmm.
There are 11 cat beds in our bedroom. 11. This goes to 11. There's 11 cat beds in our bedroom. The 12th bed is our bed.
My grandpa was 25. My grandma was 15. Different times, yes. My parents have been married 45 years. They go to bed angry sometimes, but never without saying, I love you. Then say, it's more important to make them... what does it say? More important to make they know that even when they are angry. Okay, I understand what you were saying there. So, I know you miss your mother, Will. But yeah, 45 years. That's a hell of an accomplishment.
Yeah, I mean, my parents. My mother actually passed away, February of 2022. The June 10th. 2022 would have been their 50th. They almost made it. And they were already, back then you don't talk about it, but they had moved in together into their first apartment before, so we were living together in 2 different apartments. My apartment in Vermont and his
Scarlett
apartment here.
Rose is in the building. Thank you so much, darling. Appreciate it. Good to see you, Scarlett. Sorry I'm not able to be in as many of the TikTok streams with Roy and Matt, but
he's been having to take care of me. And take care of, he is a fantastic cat daddy, but he's seen definitely the past 2 days just how much work goes into it. And I know, boss cat mom, but because of Scarlett having 2 sutures, she's not supposed to eat dry food. You tell me how you stop a cat from eating something.
Okay, Panda. We sometimes use the phrase, I love you, but I don't like you very much right now. What's the, I don't feel like loving you today?
Gretchen Wilson.
Gretchen Wilson.
I don't feel like loving you today.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I'm so tired and bloodshot. Ain't no telling what I'll say. College party, if you can hear it.
My parents will be married 30 years in November. That's great,
Wonderful.
dude. Yeah, Scarlett. I got 2 cats. I know.
Mm-hmm.
My friend's grandfather passed away at 111. 111. Yes, I remember you telling me about that. That was insane. Mm-hmm.
Damn. They usually call it kind of early over there lately for parties, so. If you excuse me for a second, I have a hangnail and
Okay.
I'm afraid I'm going to catch it on something.
Magic's over there.
There.
Yeah.
Darius is on the bed and Scarlett.
She on the dresser? In the avocado?
No, I think nope, she's in her Cinnabon. One of her Cinnabons. We still have 2
Ricky, I have a verbal contract that's not happening. And that's just as valid. Yep. So, usual shill shit I gotta do for you guys. New video went live this morning. Reaction to Love Bites. Next week, there'll be 2 episodes of You Gotta Hear This with me and Panda. It's probably gonna happen on Saturday and Sunday, I think I'm gonna do. Yeah, I think there'll be one Saturday, one Sunday. So, I'll probably do that. I have to remember how old my sister is just to remember how long my parents have been married. Yep. Oh, yeah. And, don't forget this thing. May 25th. Memorial Day weekend in the States. The 6-hour stream that may go longer depending upon donations. Predictions for tonight. AEW fans are going to lose their shit. Bitch about everything. Somebody's going to post something completely out of context and blame it on WWE. Somebody's going to get hurt. Somebody's not going to get hurt. Somebody's going to love the show. Someone's going to hate the show. Those are my predictions.
So every show.
I think I have a fairly good chance of hitting all those tonight. 38 years in September. Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna grab the Gatorade so you can open it for me.
Sure. And when I said earlier that, I realized that Michelle and I have been married longer than my parents were, it's not because of any other reason, just the fact that my father was an alcoholic, and when he tried to sober up, it just became very burdenful on my mother. And, it comes a time where you have to make a decision. And, she had to make the right decision for her life. And there's nothing wrong with that. And in the end, it was a good thing for both of them because she found a man that she loves and he loves her and they have a great life together. My father found someone that took care of him until his dying day. So, odds of Rock showing up tonight, not too much. I don't know. Bro, how does Triple H think? Like, for real. Jay wins. Oh, here we go. Let's hear this now. Instead of the main eventing, he's first fight, then he wins by submission. What kind of shit is this? It's called a wrestling show, dude. If you don't enjoy it, don't fucking watch it. That's simple. Because I think if you heard the crowd, they didn't give a shit about submission finish and it being the first match. I think they were happy about it. So that's the kind of shit it is. Don't come in this chat try to get me with that stuff. You don't win.
Oh, okay. Oh, she's back in the avocado.
Avocado.
Yes, if you follow me on Twitter or Scott.
See, Ricky? See what I said?
I'll drink out of a glass. We do have awesome champagne glasses that his father bought for us for our wedding.
We forgot to get ginger ale, too.
But we forgot to pull them out. All they had was ginger ale in them all that day.
The reason why is because at our wedding, since I don't drink and she rarely does, our toast was ginger ale instead of champagne.
I bet you this tastes good.
I have company, so I have to go, unfortunately. Have a great day. Thank you, Scarlett, for taking the time to stop in. Love you. Appreciate you.
Love you too.
I'm a WWE fan for 10 years, and you are lying if you think all fans are love of Jay. I'm a WWE fan for way longer than that. I was in the wrestling business for a brief period of time. I know way more about it than you do. Do you think I give a shit if everyone loves it? Did you hear the crowd last night? You probably didn't. So get out of your bubble and just enjoy the show. Be a wrestling fan, not a dick.
Where do you think we met?
Exactly. Enjoy the frickin' show, can't you? Jeez. This is the problem with wrestling fans today. They fucking think they know everything, and they don't. You can be entitled to your opinion, but when it's wrong, I can't help you with that.
Forget it. This is the weekend where everything is his way. That's why when I need to lay down and take the nap during WrestleMania, I know he's enjoying the show.
Mm-hmm.
He's not worrying about me. Just come in and make sure that I'm still on the bed and not on the floor.
Anyway.
Kind of hard to fall on the floor when your cat's covering you in.
Yeah, a lot of people were happy Jay won last night, and I was one of them. Good match, told a good story, good psychology. Finish made sense, if you know. So, hey, it's a work, kid.
I think that it's important. Somebody said it. I'm sure a lot of people did, and just one person happened to come across my Twitter feed. When it comes to Twitter, the only reason I go on X anymore is to post and watch videos of cats. I can't stand anything else. But somebody said that can we now stop saying that the winner of the Royal Rumble is going to main event WrestleMania? Yeah, you should. Because it's not always going to happen. It happened with Cody, but it didn't happen with Jay. But didn't Seth win a Royal Rumble? And he faced Brock?
No, he had Money in the Bank.
No. I mean the night that Becky and Ronda and Charlotte main evented.
Oh,
Seth started the show.
Mm-hmm.
So things like that.
That's okay, Panda. I appreciate it.
It should just be a guarantee you're going to get a title shot at WrestleMania.
Will, that has nothing to do with why they gave him the title, and he has not been sober for 2 years because he was drunk at the press conference last night.
Wasn't he drunk with Cody after
yes,
they won
and
the
it was
tag
hilarious.
Wheatley, so good we drink it straightly.
Mm-hmm.
No, I've never tried it. I don't drink vodka. Because I'm so sick right now, I can't even have my Jack Honey. Because I'm afraid it's going to make me sweat worse. It's okay. Ow. Sorry.
You still have your sunglasses on, by the way.
I know, but that's because my hair is all kinked up and it looks okay like this. These are my mother's glasses. When you're
he was drunk going to the Hall of Fame, probably.
That's something, don't spoil for us. We haven't watched Triple H's induction yet.
That's the only thing, yeah.
We watched everything else. And anybody who had a problem with Michelle McCool going into details about her life, okay? Because Molly Holly gave respect to everybody behind the scenes when she took her induction.
Yep.
The two queens of Snail Trail get inducted into the fucking Hall of Fame. Nikki Ho and Bria Ho. Don't tell me you're not in the Hall of Fame because you're great wrestlers. You're Hall of Famers because you were banging the right two guys and managed to get back in because you were in a reality show. Okay, yeah, I'm running a fever again. Oh, I fucking hate those two. Don't wish them ill will. Just don't come back. Mm-hmm. So, Or was I going down that rabbit hole?
I have no clue. Everyone's sleeping at the Hall of Fame. I didn't watch it since I had to work at 5 a.m. But like it ended at like 1 o'clock in the morning. Yeah.
Yeah, we
didn't even bother watching it.
That was what I was going to talk about on Friday night.
Preach, girl.
Michelle McCool was stuck in an era where she could work.
Thank you, Panda.
But couldn't get the respect. And when Trish Stratus says when people think of the Divas era, I think they think of Michelle McCool. Not to disrespect Trish. Trish and Lita were two of the first Divas. Mm-hmm. But it's that damn Divas butterfly title that started everything, being pretty in pastels. Sparkly outfits. Let's wear sparkly outfits to the ring and have 4-minute matches. I'm glad she finally got that off of her chest. And I didn't know she was sick.
Yes, I do think Cena's winning tonight.
So do I.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people are gonna be pissed off, but you were pissed off 2 years ago when Roman retained. Mm-hmm. So, it's evolution, my dears. Mm-hmm. But Scott and I were laying on the bed on Friday night, and I still wasn't feeling very well. I felt really bad. I didn't want to ruin his Wrestlemania weekend. He came off of his stream here with you, laid down on the bed, and I swear I think he started snoring within 10 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
And I was just patting his head and had one cat up here, one cat further down, which was Scarlet, and Magic was in the room. And we all just kind of rotated ourselves around the bed. We had a California King, thank God. Everybody rotated.
Plenty of room.
Rolled over, got into a comfortable place. I've been sleeping on my side because of just the throat and everything. And when we were laying there, I said, you know what? I have a really good life. I might not be a millionaire. I might not, have an island in, the South Pacific that's all mine. I might not have ever had children, but that was my decision and he agreed with me. There's a lot of things in my life that I wish I could go back and maybe try to fix one more time, but
we all do that.
You can't go back. Eddie Money had that song, I Want to Go Back, but you can't go back. All you can do is learn from your mistakes and keep moving forward. So when I was laying there on the bed and I was petting this incredible man's arm, I thought, you know what? We met when we were around 25 years old. That's half a life. In a lot of cases, a lot of people don't make it past 50 sometimes, especially with health issues and family. We both have lost family members in their 60s. I never really realized that I met somebody halfway through my life, and I have spent the next half with them.
Panda, it's okay. You can let that fly. Probably an outdated question, but do you like the 2-night WrestleMania? SummerSlam will be 2 nights too. I do. Mm-hmm. I do like it.
It gives everybody enough time.
Yeah. I mean, last night's WrestleMania was 3.5, 4 hours. It was 4 hours long. That is just enough. I remember when I was a kid, WrestleMania was 3 hours. Mm-hmm. Maybe a little bit more, but not by much. But back then, the pay-per-view window, you had to pay for a specific window of time. Now that they're streamed on Peacock or wherever, it's a little bit more freedom. And there was always the debate. It was the WrestleMania right before the pandemic, the first one, 36, the first one that went 2 nights. The one that started on Saturday and ended started on Sunday and ended Monday morning when Becky, Ronda, and Charlotte were the main event. They went on at like 12:05. So I think the 2-night idea is a good idea. SummerSlam being 2 nights is an interesting concept. Business-wise, you could see why they're doing it. We'll just have to see how it goes. Is it just going to be basically another WrestleMania? Probably. Someone commented, I saw someone say that Mania was good, but it didn't feel like a Mania. I don't know what that means. So it's like, all right. God bless. Lemmy loves you. Regularly, The Undertaker was supposed to hold the World Heavyweight title for 2.5 years. Whether that's true or not, who knows? Everyone says they're supposed to hold the title longer than they are. Because it's up to one guy to make that decision.
I loved his induction of his wife. Because now he's talking as Mark.
Yeah, we get to see him be real.
Yes. Now, the evolution of women's wrestling happens over time. You had Trish and Lita, who inspired me to get into the business in 2000. And you have this incredible onslaught of women in the company now. Yes, I agree. NXT Women's Division, absolutely incredible.
Speaking of a best man, there he is. Wall ball in the building.
Hey, baby.
Mm-hmm.
Smoke a wall ball. And it's beautiful Mrs. Jen. Mm-hmm. Please tell Jen I know I still owe her an email. She and I have been texting. And she actually, I don't think she'll mind if I say it, she has fibromyalgia and joint problems like I do now. Mm-hmm. And it's all about diet and management, and it sucks. Because you think you're doing good, and then you get swiped with a virus like this, and as soon as my mouth started bothering me, I was going to be screwed for a week.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, brother.
Thank you. You were wonderful that day to Scott, too.
Mm-hmm.
You two were pacing around the back of the church. And
well, I was pacing. He wasn't.
Yeah, and he said, I don't know what to say to you if you're nervous. And
I wasn't nervous.
Yeah, I'm
That's
not
what Walt
nervous.
said to me, because I was nervous. I wanted the day to go great for her. And Walt was like, I can't really sympathize because I wasn't nervous, but Walt was there for me, everything. I hope 2 nights won't be a thing. Imagine Royal Rumble 2 nights. Okay, that's an interesting idea. It ain't gonna work, but a 2-night Royal Rumble. Can you imagine that? Okay, time. How about this? A 2-night Rumble, 1 night is all men, 1 night is all women. Deanna Tobar! Mwah! Mamacita te amo. Love you, Deanna. Miss you. Thank you so much. Do you think Rock Roman might still happen next year? No, I don't.
Doesn't need to.
Jen has had a rough week pain-wise. Mm-hmm.
Yes, yeah. We were texting, and I'm trying to compile a list of things for her and things to talk to her doctor about. You really need an understanding primary with fibromyalgia, joint pain, chronic fatigue, and everything. I mean, I feel 100 times worse right now because of the medication.
I'll never complain about wrestling weekends. No, me neither. That'd be fun to see. Especially this one.
There's only 3 shows I could think that, well, you said Royal Rumble, but WrestleMania, SummerSlam, and they could make a bigger deal out of Survivor Series because they do war games.
Right.
And stuff like that. Oh, the women's matches in NXT were off the chart. They were fantastic.
Yeah, main event for NXT was off the chart. I loved everything about that show. Me and Walt were talking about it yesterday. Tag title match was amazing.
Yeah, I heard him talking to somebody, and I went, I know he's not talking to my dad, otherwise he would have come in and given me the phone. Mm-hmm. And then he popped his head and said, going to pick up dinner. That was me and Walt having our pre
Mania chat.
Oh, okay. No problem.
Which I think we called everything right, Walt, except the El Grande Americano thing. Hey, Mondo, thank you very much. Appreciate that. Oh, loved it, WrestleMania last night. Looking forward to tonight. RB called me right after Jacob won. That's my guy. That was my main event. I'm done. There was a rumor WWE Evolution pay-per-view, which is, yes, that's why I brought it up. Tre Leche. Deanna, can I start calling you Tre Leche? Is that okay? I'm hoping for a double turn in the main event tonight. Double turn. Ooh. Which could lead us to a 2-night Rumble. Did we just put that out in the universe? Let's see. I have heard the rumors about a new WWE Evolution pay-per-view as well.
I had said that I wanted a 4 corners match of 4 women's tag teams in NXT at Stand and Deliver, because there needs to be another sect of NXT tag teams coming in to wrestle the ones on Raw and SmackDown. When it announced, I went, The fucking TV is listening to us.
Oh, yeah. They bugged our apartment.
Yeah, they bugged our apartment.
Mm-hmm.
You want to get all the booking ideas, you call us. The armchairs. But I was so tickled it was Gigi. I wanted Gigi and Fallon as a team because they're my favorites. But we have a Gigi shirt. I bought it for him, but he has legit 35 t-shirts in his drawer right now, plus 20 in this trunk. And they're all in good shape. I'm meticulous with his and mine. And this is the first time I've wore the Civil Tongue Devil. This one's the navy blue one size bigger, so I can sleep in it. Double duty. We wear the same size shirts. Same size shirts.
Cake.
Well, we have Gigi Dolan and Shotzi shirts. And I would like to try to hit www.shopzone.com because it's like a 30 or 40% off shipping right now. I wanted to get a Penta shirt for him because Doug designed it. And I usually grab at least one shirt for myself each year. But well, I got my long sleeve Liv Morgan one from last year. But I wear long sleeves a lot, but it's because of the cats. They like to wrap around.
Two-night bad blood.
Sorry they haven't popped in, but I hate to disturb them. Especially when Darius, anybody out there with an 8-month-old kitten, you don't really realize how energized they get at 5 in the morning. And they go and go and go until 9.
Yeah, Shotzi's the big Disney mark, so, yep, she's doing a lot of that stuff.
Oh, I love Shotzi. That's awesome. Your shirt's kind of worn, but I still got the other one that's looking pretty good.
Yep. Makes sense. One night is 70,000 fans. 2 nights are 140. Exactly. So, money! Yes, that's why. There's no denying the simple fact that Jey Uso, number one, he is over. We were talking about this earlier. The freaking crowd loves him. And what does that mean? He's going to sell a shit ton of merchandise. It's business. That goes with it. And yes, you're right, Bugot, that not everyone's going to love Jey. Not everyone's going to be happy with the result of it. What does it matter? What really does it matter in the long run? Just like with anything else, any other form of entertainment, we're not writing the show, we're not in the booking meeting, we're not in the production meeting. Let's just sit back and be wrestling fans and enjoy it. Ripley and Beetlejuice are the kittens of the gang. They will run amok through the house at odd hours in the night. Yes, that's becoming Darius. Darius is becoming the night owl. Are the New Day's bad guys now? No, they're definitely heels. The fact that they did their ring attire in tribute to the giant Gonzalez
I couldn't tell what the hell that outfit was.
Freaking brilliant. And then the 3 unicorns with the 1 unicorn head that was dead. Freaking God, guys.
You can actually hear Pat McAfee in his voice kind of like, ugh.
They're getting dark with that shit.
I thought Big E was going to show up.
I wanted that too. But he was just doing his other stuff. He was just hosting the Slammies.
You know that everybody cannot wait for Tuesday night to be over.
Oh, yeah.
Go home Wednesday, Thursday, and just relax. Excuse me, I'm sorry.
Triple H said that on one of those podcasts he's done this past week, is that after WrestleMania Night 2, he's going to sit there for a minute and try to think about the show, and then someone's going to hand him a script for Raw, and he's like, well, my off-season's over. Are y'all going to do anal for anniversary? No, we're just going to get anal by cleaning up a lot of stuff around the apartment that we usually wouldn't. We're going to see that? I didn't get that spot. You can get that spot. I'm going to get this spot here. So,
honey, here's a toothbrush. Do you mind getting underneath the cupboard?
I mean, some people watch sports just to bitch about it, so even the ones who don't like the results will give you their money. Let's be honest. True that. The new AEW pay-per-view was pretty damn good. Rhea's entrance tonight, I feel, is going to be...
Oh, yeah.
Mommy? What? Mommy? Sorry. Mommy? Sorry.
I didn't get to watch the Charlotte-Tiffany match, because at that point I really did need to lay down. But I watched their entrances. Fantastic. That was like right out of NXT, when it was Sasha and Bailey and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
What's everybody gonna think gonna happen tonight when Bailey can't team up with Valkyria?
Mm-hmm.
We're thinking Becky, because she's there. And there is footage of Becky backstage, ecstatic when her husband was getting the reaction he did.
Yeah.
You called it.
Oh, yeah.
I went.
But don't you think the way Jay is being compared to how Jimmy is being booked is kind of strange, knowing they both are good? I don't know what the perception is of Jimmy right now, because he played a part in that story with Jay and Gunther, and that led to Jay getting the motivation he needed, because I think there was a consensus, at least there was in my mind from what I was observing, that when it was first announced it was going to be Jay challenging Gunther, I don't think anybody thought Jay was winning. It was going to be Gunther. The minute they started going a little bit more personal with it, and they did that whole angle on Raw where Jimmy got a lot of juice and Gunther was wiping his body down with it, and Jay just could do nothing but sit there and watch it, that's when everything turned and said, I think Jay's winning now. And that's what changed it. Now we're going to see where the story keeps going, because it never ends. It's just another chapter in the continuing narrative. Where does this what happens with Roman now? Roman is a man alone. The island of relevancy is down to one. And you're not that relevant if you're the only one there. So what does that mean for his character? AEW is so bad, to be honest. I don't know what they're doing. They had lots of good superstars. They didn't WWE. Well, yeah, I get what you're saying. I don't get to watch AEW, so I can't really comment on it. We know Tony. We know TK. We know he thinks he's a genius.
So does every independent booker.
Everybody out there thinks they're freaking brilliant, and
you have to believe your own hype at some point.
At some point, but there's the fine line between working your gimmick and being a mark for yourself, and trying to find it is very difficult. You usually need other people to tell you where that line is. So,
I mean, how's everybody going to react tonight when John takes the title?
Mm-hmm.
I fully expect John to get that title, because after everything he's done for this business for, is it 30 years now? Well,
20.
20, yeah. He came in about the same time. It does help that everybody came in and became a faction or a part of the WWE when he and I got together.
Imagine tonight, Becky's music hits, comes out, big pop. Cams go to Lyra in the ring with a big grin. Grin slowly fades away as slowly plotting behind Becky, accompanying her, Paul Heyman.
I had said that. I thought maybe Becky would walk out with Paul. But I don't know if Becky's very busy. So I'm not sure if she'll win the titles for the second time with Valkyria. Valkyria needs a good rub.
Mm-hmm.
I think you already went through this. Chelsea's not defending the title at WrestleMania. I'm not a Chelsea Green fan. I'm just not a fan of hers. I like the two women that are with her. I love Piper. But it's already starting to wane on me. It's like, oh God, give me something interesting. But Valkyria, that girl, is it Valkyria? Am I saying it wrong?
Lyra Valkyria, you're right.
That girl can work her ass off. She's 100 pounds. Put her in the ring with Bliss. That would be phenomenal.
Getting back to the Jay and Gunther thing, nobody gave a shit about that match, or at least didn't think it was going to go in one direction until they did that angle. Same thing with Tiffany and Charlotte. When they did their shoot thing on television, which, by the way, I have said this before, if anybody out there is ignorant to this, if you see it on television, it's a work. Thank you. Nothing that Charlotte and Tiffany did was not planned ahead of time. They do walkthroughs before every show. They have to block for TV. That's what it is. Meanwhile, and all this bullshit about Charlotte has all this heat on her in the locker room, I'm like, what? I understand the internet's going to do what it's going to do, but let's just be real for a minute. Like, no. Nothing they said wasn't planned. Nothing they did wasn't planned out.
And they've always talked personal. Becky and Charlotte always got in each other's face personally in the ring. Who do you think was backstage when Charlotte walked through that fucking curtain? Becky. Because it was the first WrestleMania in a very long time that Becky wasn't on the card. Well, that we know of right now. Can I have some more orange juice?
Yes.
Right.
You were pledging allegiance to Chelsea Green, and nothing wrong with that. Do you want Dean Ambrose to come back? We do not need him, but do you think if he comes back, he would be treated differently? Back in 2020, when he left the Fed, he didn't care about anything with the story. I think it's inevitable that he will come back.
Well, he was having problems with a different regime at the time.
Yeah, and don't forget, Vince didn't know what to do with him. So that was a different time there. And they were doing stupid shit with him. The stupid, he had the Ian Daniels mask on there. He had the toxic mask on his face there. It didn't make any sense. It was lame.
Wasn't it Brock Lesnar beat the living hell out of him?
Well, it's because Dean didn't want to do business with Brock properly. That was at WrestleMania 32.
Isn't this getting a little old to not do business properly?
Yeah, it's true. Because that's not how you do things with him. But will he come back? Yes. Do they need him right now? No.
And he needs to take care of himself.
Roman has said he might be done in a couple of years. His contract's up in 2 years, and he doesn't need to resign. He's done everything. When you've achieved everything there is to do, what's the point?
And how many WrestleManias did you say he's main evented now?
That was his 10th or 11th main event. So
the only one he didn't main event was 2020 because he had to go home. He'd already had leukemia once. He couldn't take a chance like that.
What Panda said. Things to ask God when I get to heaven, number 586. Just how much snot did you intend for a single human nose to produce in one lifetime? Which is weird because his stories in AEW is kind of shit, that's true. But the only difference is that he is allowed to hold the AEW World Championship. So I'd be shocked if he gets offered to come back and he is like, no. Dean will be back. He's creatively bankrupt in AEW, right? It's a different regime now, and there is money to be made. Hold your horses, though. His contract in AEW isn't up until 2027. So there you go. Yeah, the Death Rider thing has not worked. Every fucking pay-per-view that they have, everyone's like, what? I don't get to see it, but that's the reports I see.
When you make Sasha Banks look bad...
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
There's nothing in AEW of any major interest, it seems. Timeless Tony Storm is one of the biggest stars they have. Will Ospreay is good, but, he's flash in the pan. He's not going to have a long career. See Kenny Omega about that. There's one guy in that company that should be a world champion by now. Bobby Lashley. They put the belt on him and the tag belts on the Hurt Syndicate. Make them your top heel faction. You've got business. Because there's 3 guys that can work with anybody. But, Britt Baker. I mean, does that even matter now? Does anybody care what Britt Baker is?
I didn't know she still worked there.
No, she doesn't. She's gone.
She had her moment in the sun. That's the way you gotta look at it.
There is nobody in AEW now that if they jumped to WWE would be like, wow.
Especially when they have homegrown talent right now.
Why are aardvarks? I'm an Anita. Okay, the must-say question now. Who faces Orton? There's a lot of rumors about that one, too. Could be Rusev. I still think it's going to be KO, and it's been a ruse the whole time. I haven't heard about any surgery. I haven't heard about... He was there at the Hall of Fame behind Randy. So it just seems like a heel's lie. That's all I'm going to say. I have a feeling Kenny is going to eventually jump too. If Kenny jumps, is the impact even going to be as big as it once was now?
This isn't Shinsuke and AJ.
No, not anymore.
No disrespect to Kenny Omega. Again, I'm not a fan of his work because I've never watched his work. Mm-hmm. Now, AJ Styles, yes, I watched AJ from Ring of Honor to
and
now.
TNA. Mm-hmm.
And he's going to be wrestling Logan Paul, and that man's just a fucking freak of nature.
Mm-hmm. Right, and Bagat, that's because, Triple H doesn't need to watch it. He's got people to do that for him. That was what Vince never watched any other wrestling. That's what he had Bruce Pritchard for. That's what he had Shane for. That's what he had all the people behind him to say, oh, you should check out this guy in this company. He does really good business there. Okay, let's take a look, pal. Yeah. Why are aardvarks? I still love that. And why is aardvark spelled with 2 A's at the beginning? Why? Aardvarks. Aardvarks.
It's funny you mentioned aardvarks. I just remember watching that one of the Dusty Douglas ones.
Mm-hmm.
That giant aardvark, and the guy's picking him up and carrying him around like a baby.
Mm-hmm.
What a weird-looking, funny creature. I am kind of surprised that none of them have moved, but the college party.
If a great white mated with an aardvark, it'd be an aardshark.
What is this, Shifter story?
And if that mating was done in Las Vegas, would it be a card shark?
Oh, God.
I'm very tired.
I think we both need a nap.
Because the English language is dumb.
I have one job tonight. One job. Shave his head.
Mm-hmm.
I told him I wanted to take care of it because tomorrow we have 11 o'clock Cairo, 1 o'clock with, as I said, our massage therapist, Cindy. And I want to make sure that we can just come home and... This has been a staycation of a whole lot of nothing to do, and we did a pretty good job doing it.
Mm-hmm. A whole lot of nothing.
I vacuumed and cleaned the whole house the best I could on Wednesday. It's fun. That's when I started feeling like crap afterwards. But I wanted to get everything done because I didn't want to have to turn on the vacuum when Scarlett came home. She feels so light. It's kind of scary to me.
She's fine.
It's just she can't get enough nourishment right now. Oh, God.
If you could choose 3 wrestlers that WWE should treat better, who would you choose? That implies they're treating someone bad. So
I'm sorry about the yawn, folks. It's not the company. I'll yawn in his face when we're watching TV.
Probably. Why does dumb have a B in the end? Yes.
3 talents. Well, here's a question. What is Andrade doing right now?
Andrade's not been doing much. We thought we heard that he's injured a little bit. He's working through an injury.
Okay, because that's a very talented man to not be doing it.
But now with the AAA acquisition, things are going to change about that.
He could not wait to come in and tell me. Now, it took me a minute to remember what AAA was. Mm-hmm. But once he said it, I went, oh, they bought that. Of course he did. I just reiterate, WWE bought it, or the company that owns WWE bought it?
WWE, the entity, has acquired AAA. Okay. So 3 wrestlers they should treat better.
Well, Natty.
Yeah, we haven't seen much with Natty.
She's been with the company 18
But that doesn't necessarily mean they're treating her badly.
No, again, I don't think she's being treated badly. She's been doing stuff off that shoot fighting and stuff
she
like
did
that.
The GCW Bloodsport show.
I would have liked to have seen her and Maxine get more of a title shot. But when you've been with the company that long and you have that much tenure, I think you deserve more in-ring time, especially when they're not doing as many house shows anymore. 18 years, she has stories to tell. Let her write a book. Mm-hmm. That would be something I'd want to read, is the book of her life. Because just like with Michelle McCool, when she was telling her life story, and Lita did it when she got inducted, there was a guy in the locker room who said, Jesus, I didn't need to hear her life story. I said, do you really think anybody's going to give a shit about yours? Mm-hmm. That probably caused a little bit of heat because I said that, but I don't care because I didn't like him. But the point is, you're not Lita. You're not Michelle McCool. You're not Trish Stratus. You sure as hell ain't The Undertaker. These people have worked their asses off in this business for all of us to be able to enjoy it. And maybe just take a little bit of time to get to live that dream in the ring for a couple of years, which is what we got. Mm-hmm. So I was so glad Michelle got to talk about herself, because you didn't realize how much she went through. I didn't know she was a friggin' school teacher. And you brought The Undertaker to Jesus?
How do you pick out the one person in the chat that's not a wrestling fan? Right? Yeah. Panda's talking about language and words right now. Any word that ends in O-U-G-H. Enough, through, thorough. Yeah, would it be thorough, throof, enough? Through should be T-H-R-U. That should be through. That's it. Easy done.
What about Carmelo?
Carmelo Hayes, there you go. He did win
We were
the Andre
talking
the
about
Giant Battle Royal, big deal.
Oh, okay.
But Carmelo could be one. Nakamura, I mean,
I just don't think he cares. He's
Miz
like,
wasn't on WrestleMania. Dragon Lee, another one, didn't get a chance. A lot of guys were not on WrestleMania. Sheamus was not on WrestleMania. The Miz was not. R-Truth was not. So there's a lot of people that are not in there. The Undertaker's the best wrestler. End of story. There you go. Deanna said it. The narrative with Maxine being paired up with someone who treats her like crap and turns on her, Ivy Nile, Natty, is getting tiresome.
Yeah.
Maxine's a great underdog babyface, but they can build up. Yeah.
I'm afraid that Maxine, she works her ass off.
Yeah, she tries.
And
she
Lana
tries.
tried her ass off too. Sometimes you just gotta have that gene. And I've never, the entire time I was in the wrestling business, claimed I was a good wrestler. But I was a damn good performer.
Mm-hmm.
I could work a crowd and make them think that I knew what I was doing. Because I was in the ring with the right person, Rennie.
Mm-hmm.
That
And
made me look good. And the crowd enjoyed it. If it was 20 people or 50 people, I didn't care. As long as everybody was safe afterwards when we went backstage and we could cry and be happy with the work we did.
Mm-hmm.
But no, nobody should be demeaned on the internet the way they are.
Mm-hmm.
And it tore Lana apart. It's probably pouring Maxine apart. All of these women have worked their entire lives to be there. That Jordynne Grace story, that's the kind of stuff that we knew was going on when we were on the independent circuit. You show up and get a chance to be on WWE TV, and you end up being one of the
Extras.
Those damn bunny gang.
Oh yeah, Adam Rose.
Adam Rose.
The Rosebuds. Rosebuds.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Does everybody forget what Rosebuds means? So no, we firmly know that the underbelly of the wrestling business exists, and nobody should have to be stuck down there. Jordynne Grace will eventually hold gold in the company, but I wasn't surprised that Stephanie kept the title. And that move, the one where she was slamming the girl's head into the mat, I swear Tori Wilson did that.
Well, she didn't invent it. It's been a long time.
Oh, no, but I swear I saw Tori do it.
Well, I mean, Stephanie Vaquer, she didn't invent it, but she's gotten over using it. So, and then Charlotte did in her match last night with Tiffy. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, exposition. So,
Jen.
every time Jordynne Grace, I like her. That's why it's so weird. Explain WrestleMania gives chances for more wrestlers to get the WrestleMania feeling, but it's only 7 matches max per night. I would say 9 should be good, so that means extra 4 matches. Again, because of the 2-night thing now, you are going to exhaust your audience like they did previously, just to give a guy or 2 women or 2 guys a chance to go out there and do 5, 6, 7 minutes when you haven't built up a story on television is detrimental to the talent and counterproductive to what the whole point of the show is to be. Mm-hmm. So it's like, it doesn't really do anything to help out the cause. They get on the show, yes, we get that, but is it really beneficial in the long run, in the grand scheme of things, just to throw 2 more people on the show so they feel good about themselves? That's not business. So.
And he had to deal with that a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, well, this guy's here and this guy's here. Why don't you throw them on there? And then you end up with a 15-match card.
Like this year, there are 7 matches both nights. Last year, I think there were 6 matches both nights. So you got an extra match both nights. Not counting any surprises that happen, any, like, will the Wyatt 6 show up anytime soon? I don't know if Bo is healed up on his injury. We've got Karrion Kross waiting to get a big push next. Aleister Black's probably going to show up on SmackDown this week. Who knows? Could be so many things going on.
I would like to see Aleister work with his wife, but a lot of times, and this has happened with you and I, you don't always work together with your husband or your wife. One time I was a babyface, you were a heel, and we would go out separate. But it was always more fun when we were together. Mm-hmm. But if I can go out and cut a promo and get a good reaction, and then he can go out and have an even better match than my promo and get an even better reaction, I didn't care. We were getting the $20 for gas.
Yeah. So, yeah, she's trying to get there, Rachel. It's going to take a little time.
I know. If I look pale, it's just from all the sweat coming out of me.
That's why I'm not mad about the TLC match with DEI, MCMG, and Street Profits is on SmackDown and not Mania. If it was on Mania, it would have been 10 to 15 minutes, get our shit infest, right? And I explained this on a TikTok that some guy posted about why is the Raw Tag Team titles being focused on WrestleMania, not the SmackDown titles. DIY, not DEI. Yeah, that's a whole different thing. But because the Raw Tag Team titles are not as over as the SmackDown titles. So the Raw Tag titles need the push. Get them on the big show. Get them on WrestleMania. Give them that spot. Was it a great match? No, but it just followed Jay and Gunther. And the crowd blew their load on that one. So it was the come-down match. Nothing wrong with that. Everyone's going to get it. Be glad it wasn't the women. Because in the old days, it would have been the women's match. This year, the women's match was semi-main.
Thank God, all I have to do is go to Peacock or YouTube and I can watch the entire match later on.
Mm-hmm. Also, you need to understand mid-card matches are much longer than they used to be in earlier WrestleManias. Not necessarily now. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm getting ahead of myself, yes. Jordan Brimmer, the Jay Gunther finish yesterday was brutal. Yes, and it was correct, and it was good. Listen to the crowd. That tells you. Putting on a SmackDown will give those teams 20 to 30 minutes to cook and tell a story. Right. So, yeah, mid-card matches, right. Okay, I see what you're talking about there. Back in the day, look at WrestleMania 3. 12 matches. WrestleMania 4. 14 matches. But they're 3, 4, 5 minutes tops. What's the point? Back then it was a different mindset. Different way of structuring a show. Now, you got to keep things moving. That's why it's spot nowadays.
It's almost 420.
We forgot about a farewell tour. Goldberg! Yeah, make sure Bret Hart is in there for that one. He'll be happy.
I don't want to be disrespectful to somebody like Bret Hart, but good God, would you please let things go?
Yeah, get over it, dude.
It's the first time I've seen Stone Cold Steve Austin actually look his age. But he's standing there side by side with Pat McAfee, Michael Cole, and Triple H. You're gonna look like the older ones there, the old guard. But the old guard still shows up in the ring. Scott and I did wish each other happy anniversary on
our Twitters and stuff like that.
Twitters and stuff like that. We have been meaning to, for a week or more, post on his Facebook, because I don't have one, that Magic has been with us for 2 years on 4/18, and she's definitely now the mama cat of the house. And Scarlett had her dental surgery, as we said, and she seems to be doing better. She constantly wants to be laying wherever I am, and she was laying on your chest on the couch. Mm-hmm. She'll just park herself right here. Now, Darius likes to do the same thing. Darius is a medium longish hair. So he's got kind of coarse hair. So when he does it, he'll turn and I'll end up with a tail right here. That'll be fine in the wintertime, but not right now, honey. Come on, you're sticking to me. Did I ever think that we would have 3 cats? No. I didn't keep my hopes up because I knew he wasn't really gung-ho about it. But little Darius stole his heart.
Prediction for weekend from even prior to yesterday is Logan Styles' match will be the best match of WrestleMania both nights. Definitely has all the potential in the world to steal the show. AJ can go out there and work with a broom, and Logan has not had a bad match, let's be honest. Yes, he has to go out there and plan everything out. That's the business. So Steve Austin is the best ever, but sadly he retired so young. Yeah, well injuries. Yeah, a lot of damage. Owen Hart did a lot of damage to him, but that was an accident, and it was what it was. But
what did everybody think about Lex Luger getting inducted? I wasn't exactly excited about it. So
Good for Luger to get the spot and get in there.
Did he mention Elizabeth?
No.
Oh, okay, good. I'm sure that was something Triple H told him. Don't bring it up because I can't stop people from booing you.
Mm-hmm. So.
And Steve Borden was not there.
Sting was not there. Or at least he wasn't seen.
Well, either that or maybe they weren't coinciding at the same time or something like that. I think he has his own businesses.
Sting doesn't need to work again. He's fine.
I have no idea why I went to AEW to begin with.
I had something to prove. And wanted to help the younger talent, which he only got one guy over, and that was Darby Allin. And if they are seriously waiting for Darby to finish his frickin' Mount Everest escapade so they can come back and put the belt on him, wasting time.
Where is he? Literally, are you saying?
Yes, he is in Mount Everest. He's climbing Mount Everest. I heard Luger fell at WrestleCon yesterday, hence why he wasn't on stage. It wasn't, that's what Luger said on stage. So, yeah, it was getting out of his Uber into this wheelchair. He took a bump, and he planned to do a much longer walk from backstage to the podium at the Hall of Fame that he wound up doing. Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot of people blamed him for Elizabeth's death because it was his fault.
Yes.
100%, it was his fault.
He's the one who got her into the medications. Did he strangle her or anything? No, but I still believe that it's his fault and he's responsible. And I don't care how many Hail Marys and dunkings into the holy waters of Lake Minnetonka that you took.
That's not how world works.
Justice.
Which WWE legend would find it difficult to get to the top and be a legend in 2025, and which current superstar would find it hard to be a superstar in the 1990s? I'm guessing you're saying. Which legend would find it difficult to get to the top today? Hulk Hogan. And which current star would find it hard to be a superstar in the 1900s? I guess you're saying there too. Current star.
I gotta leave it with him because it's over my head right now.
Yeah, there's a lot.
I have heard every genre of music this afternoon.
I know. Just playing all different kinds of music over there.
I think I heard Johnny Cash, and now I think I hear Poison. I did hear Crazy Train. They're out there in jeans and t-shirts, and it's really not that warm in Vermont right now. No. I don't know. Maybe all of you live in Hawaii, but it is not that warm here right now. Ouch. Stubbed my toe. Oh, is it 4:20? I think I might have missed it.
Yep, we just missed it.
Oh, okay, well, 4:20.
4:20.
Love you.
Love you too.
And no, I didn't know what 4:20 meant until we got married.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you guys getting married on 4:20, huh? What?
Doesn't matter to us.
Then we start hearing songs about 4:20 time. I went, oh, that's what it's a... No, I never toked. I did use edibles for a little while because I had a doctor who signed off on it. But the problem is, when it catches to your system, this is you. Well, this is me a lot of the time. I'd rather take a necessary half a pain pill and a half a muscle relaxer and be able to actually function than sitting in front of the television going, oh, I'm going to watch Schindler's List and just sit here and cry for 3 hours. Yes, that's what happens.
I'm still trying to think of a current superstar who would have problems getting over in the 1900s. Because like I said, there's a lot for various reasons.
Right now, all I could think of is when Stone Cold Steve Austin interviewed Dean Ambrose and was telling him to go into the office and do this and do this and do this and make it. And Vince McMahon was tearing out what may have been left of his hair plugs, going, "Do not tell the talent what to do, Steve."
Have a good Easter, Rachel. Hope it's a nice dinner. Speak to you soon.
Have a lovely Easter dinner. Are you having ham or turkey? We had turkey at our wedding, and our wedding did not land on Easter that year, but the following year it did. So we had a ham dinner alone, and I'm hoping that Triple H and Stephanie are treating the entire crew to a wonderful Easter dinner. having some kind of banquet.
Three guys who are in the business now that would have been huge in the territory days: Gunther, Kevin Owens, CM Punk. They would have got over anywhere. Here's a guy that is big now that would not get over in the 1900s: Sami Zayn. Think about it. Otherwise, he would have to hide his heritage. Ham, corn, turkey, and noodles, deviled eggs. There you go.
I do love deviled eggs.
Gross. You got the whole thing going there. Good.
Usually we'll get like a nice big ham steak and instant mashed potatoes. And I love pineapple. Just get a little can of pineapple chunks. I had 3 meals all ready to go. I was going to make barbecue chicken and wild rice, pasta sauce, which is one of his favorites, my sausage pasta sauce, over vermicelli, and shepherd's pie.
Shepherd's pie, yeah.
I have it all in the freezer, ready to go. All I gotta do is take it out and start cooking things. And I woke up Thursday morning and I just felt like I fell off the side of a truck. I went, okay, I don't feel that great, and I do not want to go to the hospital. Don't worry, everybody. I'm calling the doctor's office at 8:30 tomorrow morning. See if I can get in to see somebody. Our doctor's office is actually upstairs of our chiropractor's. So I might get lucky enough I can just scoot in and see a registered nurse, check my ears. Here's a urine sample. See if I have a urinary tract infection or something. Well, why shouldn't I get sick? It's around a holiday.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I just did not want to end up in the freaking emergency room on Easter. Sorry. I usually think I'm going to take a nap.
Yeah. We are actually going to start wrapping this up here because she wants to take a nap, and I feel like chilling for a little bit myself. But, yeah.
It is nice here right now. The temperature's nice and cool and everything. But we're both so sweaty. Well, I'm worse. But I have to keep covered because I don't want to start freezing.
Clean and showered panda. Sorry.
Panda.
Panda, 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 panda.
Panda. Panda. Listen. That's about all I can do.
Caddyshack, Weekend at Bernie's, Spaceballs. Push Spaceballs, Job Caddyshack, Endeavor, Weekend at Bernie's. Hope you get to see the doctor tomorrow. Yep.
I just don't really want to go to the emergency room or express care, but
no, it's not necessary. You're gonna be okay.
I am.
Mm-hmm.
Is that right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I got you, babe. I'm gonna step away so he can finish signing
wrap
this
it up
off.
here.
But thank you all so much for stopping in and wishing us happy anniversary. Remember, secret to a good marriage or any relationship. One of our friends just had a baby, and she has no plans of getting married. They're going to raise the baby together and be happy because she got out of a really bad divorce. You can be happy in a relationship as long as you respect each other's boundaries. And we still piss each other off. Yes. Does he stop at the grocery store at least 3 times a week because I don't feel up to going? Yes. Do I do everything humanly possible to make sure everything is done inside this house? That way he doesn't have to worry about it when he walks in, and he can come in here and sit right here and visit with all of you for 3 hours and I don't care? Yes. Because that's how our marriage works. Thank God we never had kids.
Damn right. We have Lindsay, and that's close enough.
And my mother got her revenge with these 3 cats.
You asked for it.
I'll say, honey, I need your help. Now.
Jen and I are the tag champs of pissing each other off. That's how we love each other.
But yeah, that's how we get along so well. I know you too, and that's the way you are. But sometimes you just gotta walk away. And you've been married a year longer than us.
Yep.
So you're a little closer to the silver. Just walk away.
Thanks, Will. Good seeing you, my man. Yeah, one day I'm going to come up there and dance around while Michelle says that in person. Panda, 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 panda. I got to find that clip and show it to her sometime next time we do a recording session, which next weekend, Saturday, Sunday, will be 2 episodes of You Gotta Hear This. One Saturday, one Sunday. with me and Captain Panda there. So the 3 tenors will be on Saturday, and Sunday will be Heart of a Dragon by Dragonfire.
Michelle, thank you. You too.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate that. I always feel better after taking a little bit of a nap. And again, I'm cold, but I'm sweating. So
just getting it out of her. Yeah, the gray hair's gone, dude.
He was going gray before I came into his life, but it's been a stressful 24 years of life, and it wasn't always me. I didn't shave his head. He put the razor in my hand and asked me to do it.
Hey, Lateus, what's up, buddy? Good to see you. Sure, you got to show up right as we're about to shut down here. But that's life, and it's okay. We'll be back on here. You go ahead.
I love you.
Yeah, me too.
Peace out, people.
Peace. And
Namaste.
chicken grease. Namaste. Namaste. Coppa de pasta. So yeah, new videos on the channel this morning. It's Love Bites reaction. 2 videos next weekend. May 25th. Gray, there's a bottle for that? Yeah. Yeah, it's okay. Nobody's under any obligation to come into this chat. So if you can't make it, it's okay. Life gets in the way a lot of times.
Hey, I recommend going to Yankee Candle. There's a big deal going on right now.
Yeah, I kissed a sick person. I'm impenetrable. It's okay.
Right. How many times have you gotten sick and I've had to take care of you? There's been a couple.
Not that many, honestly.
Shingles.
Yeah, shingles was last year in May. That was fun. I've gotten COVID twice since 2023, and she never got it. So. And, yep. Thank you, Rachel, again. Thank you very much, everyone else that's been wishing a happy anniversary on various other social medias and taking the time to stop in this week. So, we'll be back on here Friday night. I think the plan will be I will be on Twitch. Oh, nope. This Wednesday? Yeah, this Wednesday I should be on Twitch. The following Wednesday I will not. Because one of my coworkers is retiring. Yes, we're going to have another retiree. So, we're having a get-together for them Wednesday the 30th. And the last thing to plug, as I was saying before, right here, May 25th, the 6-hour stream, minimum 6-hour stream, and games, jamming. Hopefully we'll be debuting my song. I think it's done. I think I'm there. I don't really see anything else I can do with it. So, at least on my own. And yeah, whatever else comes up. I still have to test out the chat thing in Discord, that we can hopefully have some people stop in to say hi and ask questions if they want. Yeah, so that is the deal. So with that, happy Easter if you celebrate. I don't, but you can if you want to. Happy WrestleMania weekend that we celebrate in this house proudly. And thank you guys again for your anniversary wishes and everything else. And thank you to the new people stopping in the chat tonight. Sorry we had a little bit of a rough start there, but I think we got through everything good, and we got to find some good common ground. Shout out to Panda for being a good enforcer on that. And enjoy the second night of WrestleMania. I will do that, Deanna. Miss you, love you, and we'll see you guys really soon, okay? So, be back on your Friday night. You better be here. You better be here. You better be here. It's okay if you can't.